Let me ask you about Jay Fish and Quentin Henry. That's the smoke.
I'm rooting for Jay Fish. Quentin hasn't really showed me anything. The one guy that he beat up on that had anything going for him was a bum. And then the other guy that he beat, it just looks weird. I think he was in his head about fighting the crippler, because he just dove in with his head down and got pushed in the eye and fell out. I like to see skill. When I see my favorite basketball players, they show me a skill. They show me something that they can do. Not luck, not close your eyes and swing, not nothing. I present my skill, my game. I'm a professional. I haven't seen anything professional from Quentin Henry. So I'm rooting for Jay.
Out of these 3 fights, there's a knockout guaranteed. BKFC Fight Night Jackson. Brito versus Harris is at the top of the card. Belcher versus O'Bannon is your co-main event. Henry versus Sorrow is your featured fight. Quentin Henry versus Chris Sorrow. That is our featured fight of the night on this BKFC Fight Night card in Jackson. Interesting. Quentin comes to us at 3-1. His only loss comes from the crippler Chris Lieben. And Chris Sorrow comes to us at 2-2. His 2 losses come via Josh Burns, which was a knockout, and Ezatullah Kakar, which was a knockout. So he's on a 2-fight losing streak. Mr. Sorrow is going up against the young man who's on a 3-fight winning or a 2-fight winning streak himself. One is on a 2-fight losing streak. One is on a 2-fight winning streak. How about that? And both men have never been the distance in any of their fights. So they've never been into deep waters in their fights. The motivation is deep on both sides. Chris needs a win. He needs a win. And he's already said to Joe Miggs that he's going to knock out Quentin Henry. So with that being said, I would imagine that Quentin is feeling some kind of way, being called out by somebody who's just been knocked out and storched twice in a row. But you never know. His motivation might be all the way there. I would imagine that these two are capable of fighting from the weight class of 185 up to 200 pounds. Not really sure where this fight is going to fall at this moment of me making this video, but we're going to find out very soon. I'm pretty sure as soon as somebody watches this, they're going to get in the comment section and tell us. So I'll say probably closer to 195 maybe. Chris Sorrow stepping in to keep Quentin Henry alive on this card. I don't know what was going on, if he had another opponent, if Chris was just, the last person on the list they was able to call. I'm not really sure, but Chris hasn't been out in a while. He needs to redeem himself for sure. They're looking for Chris to unload everything he has in his first round of this fight with Henry. Anything is possible. Chris has been sitting for a while, so I would imagine that he's been taking his time and trying to figure out the holes in his game. Although most people would say that his biggest flaw is probably that, not to be ugly, but that he might have a little bit of a glass chin. But after I think about it, it took multiple strikes for him to literally be taken out. So, we're going to see what happens. And Quentin is just there. He's there. He only has a loss to the Crippler. His other two, his other wins were above board, all KOs. And what can you say? He felt like he deserves this chance. Chris needs this chance. He needs this win. So, we're going to see what happens. And the reason why I played that Lorenzo video is because I technically have to say that in Quentin's last showing out against Jay Fish, Jay came into that fight weak because of a terrible weight cut. So I still say that fight would have looked very much different if Mr. Fish had been healthy at the time of fight. So, no excuses. Quentin went in there and got the job done back in August against Mr. Fish. That's a rematch that I would like to see happen when Mr. Fish is healthy or has a healthy weight cut to whatever weight he's going to see Quentin at. They met at 200 pounds that time. And Jay Fish is a big dude. He's big, like he's 205 or more. So even if he fight at heavyweight, he might be like the shortest guy in the division, but letting him swell up to his natural weight would be, or whatever has been his natural weight. That would be, y'all don't know. Y'all just don't know. Miss Nikki know though. Quentin, what you can't let happen, baby, is you get knocked out by a dude who is coming off of being knocked out twice in his last two fights. Anything else is acceptable to Miss Nikki. A TKO stoppage by Chris is cool with Miss Nikki, but a straight up knockout, I don't see that. We want to see what happens. And Chris, you cannot come in there and just get knocked out again for the third time. So good luck to both men. Happy New Year.